Studies in neuroscience and psychology suggest that nearly 90 to 95% of our daily thoughts, decisions, and reactions are driven by old conditioning and subconscious habits. That means most of us are not responding to life as it is today. We are reacting from who we were programmed to be yesterday. Let me ask you something very powerful. Did you know that most of your habits are formed without even you realizing it? And here's the real pause moment. If conditioning is running the show, how many of your limits are actually learned, not real? Welcome to the channel Elevate with Shachi Seth, where today we are tapping into your real power. Hi, I am Shachi Seth, writer, entrepreneur, life coach, and your dear friend. First, let us understand what is old conditioning. Old conditioning means the habits, beliefs, emotional reactions, and thinking patterns that you have learned in the past, and they still control how you act today, even if you don't realize it. It is like software running in your mind while you're trying to live a new life. When you were growing up, you absorbed messages. The messages were from family, school, society, culture, friends, your successes and failures, your praises and criticism. Your brain stored everything, and over time, it created automatic responses. Let us understand how it works. I'll give you a very simple example. If, as a child, you were often told you're not good at this, your brain connected effort with criticism. Now, even if you're capable, you may hesitate before trying something new. Your brain always prefers what feels familiar, even if it is not helpful anymore. Let us understand the psychology behind it. This idea comes from simple psychological experiments. Ivan Pavlov showed that when something happens repeatedly, the brain creates automatic connections. In his famous experiment, he would ring a bell before feeding the dogs, and he would repeat it every time he fed his dogs. He noticed that his dogs started salivating just by hearing a bell because they associated it with food. That is called classical conditioning. Again, B.F. Skinner explained that rewards and punishments shape our behavior. If we are rewarded for something, we repeat it. If punished, we avoid it. This is operant conditioning. Over time, repeated experiences wire our brain. And here's the key. Our brain chooses familiarity over growth. You will easily understand the concept with this story, the elephant story and his learned helplessness. We have all seen elephants in a circus tied to a very small stake. Have you ever wondered why such a powerful animal doesn't break free? This is because when the elephant was a baby, it was tied with heavy chains. It tried repeatedly to break free, but failed. After many attempts, it stopped trying. As an adult, even though it has the strength to break the rope, it doesn't. Why? Because of his conditioning. This concept is known as learned helplessness. The elephant's physical strength increased, but its belief didn't. And unfortunately, many of us are living like that elephant. We have grown stronger, but our beliefs haven't been updated. Let me share with you everyday examples of old conditioning. This will explain the idea easily. Confidence. If you were criticized often while growing up, you may hesitate in meetings today because your brain learned speaking up means I'll be criticized. Then again about money. If you have heard money is hard to earn repeatedly, you may feel stressed around financial decisions because your brain has learned money equals to struggle. Similarly, in relationships, if you have experienced betrayal once, you may struggle to trust new people because your brain has learned trust is equal to danger. Now, the biggest fear is the fear of failure. If you were punished for your mistakes, You may avoid trying new things, right? Because your brain learned mistakes is equal to rejection. Most of the times, you think you're making fresh decisions, but often you're replaying old emotional patterns. Let me share a real life example of Bollywood star Amitabh Bachchan. Before becoming one of India's biggest film icons, Amitabh Bachchan faced rejections after rejection. He was rejected by All India Radio because of his voice. He was told he's too tall. They said his looks didn't fit the hero image. His multiple early films were failures. Now imagine the conditioning that could have formed. He might have thought I'm not suitable, or my voice is a weakness, or I don't look like a hero. Repeated rejection easily creates self doubt. But he did not let that become his identity. Then came his super hit movie Zanjeer in 1973. The same voice which was once rejected became iconic. The same height made him stand out. Later, he faced financial collapse in the 1990s. Again, conditioning could have said it's all over. Instead, he reinvented himself through Kaun Banega Crorepati, a successful TV serial. Reinvention is possible when you refuse to let old programming define you. I have also shortlisted some common misconceptions about old conditioning. People say this is just my personality. Actually, no. Often it's a learned behavior, not a fixed identity. People also believe that the past doesn't affect me now. But actually, repeated experiences create automatic responses that last for long. Then again, people think if I know it, it will change. Awareness is just step one, repetition is step two. Again, some people say only if trauma is there, then only conditioning will be there. But in fact, even small, repeated messages shape beliefs. Actually, old conditioning isn't always bad. Let me explain this with a simple fable, Miss Mary and her perfume. That day, Miss Mary wore her new Chanel perfume to office. That was the same day she got promoted. She felt confident, powerful, happy. Soon, whenever she wore that perfume, she felt the same confidence. Was it the perfume? No, it was conditioning. Her brain associated that fragrance with success and joy. Not all conditioning is bad. Some conditioning strengthens you. The key is you have to identify your conditioning. I did mine. Let me share something little personal. As a child, I once missed a flight for a family holiday. It was my first travel by air. I felt devastated and blamed myself. From that day onwards, I developed a habit of finishing everything before time. I pack early, I rush, I hurry. It helps me stay prepared. But sometimes in that hurry, I miss important details. Like once when I forgot my medical kit while I was traveling. It was important. So conditioning is not always negative, but unexamined conditioning can limit performances. Now that we know conditioning has to be worked upon, so how do we break and rebuild the conditioning? Let me walk you through it. The first step is to identify it. Observe your reactions. Do you procrastinate after criticism? Do you emotionally eat after arguments? Do you avoid change? Because awareness is power. You need to be aware of it. Then comes the step two. Challenge it. Write down your limiting belief. If you emotionally eat when you are stressed, drink water instead. Go for a walk. Replace reaction with response. Then you can do the third step. Recognize your self worth. You have your own identity. I always say you are special. Do not agree with things that you don't believe in. Have your own viewpoint. Remember, you are special. Then the step four. Rebuild your belief through repetition. Repeat empowering beliefs daily. Attach emotions to new habits. Reward small wins. Visualize success. Surround yourself with all the positive people as possible. Track your progress. And most importantly, stay patient. Old conditioning took years. New conditioning will take some commitment. So when you become aware, something powerful happens. You create a gap between reaction and choice. And in that gap, growth happens. The same brain that learned fear can learn confidence also. The same conditioning that limited you can build you too. Change is not about becoming someone else. It's about updating the patterns that no longer serve you. Most of us live life in a repeated pattern. Wake up, work, react, repeat. But today, it's time to pause. It's time to ask, which old conditioning is silently controlling my life? Is it fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of change, limiting beliefs? Find it, challenge it, and rewire it. Trust the higher power above. Trust the immense power within you. You were born for a purpose and you are special. And your past programming does not get to decide your future. If this message resonated with you, tap into your power today. Share your experiences in the comment box below. Hit the thumbs up icon and please subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends and family who needs to hear this because transformation begins with awareness. And today you are aware. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. God bless.